Cicadas are loud insects that periodically appear across the world. There is much folklore, myth, and paranormal belief relating to them going back to ancient times. Cicadas are prized for their unusual life cycle, characteristic sounds, and recurring appearance.
The cicada, a symbol of rebirth in many countries, digs into the ground and stays buried for up to 17 years.
Because of these characteristics, cicadas have piqued human curiosity for millennia, leading to their prominence in mythology, folklore, and even paranormal beliefs in a variety of cultures, especially Asian and European customs. Cicadas were considered devoted to the gods in ancient Greece, and it was believed that they only consumed song and heavenly bliss, not food or water. Socrates and other philosophers described the song of the cicadas as a kind of divine diversion. According to ancient myths, cicadas were once humans who the gods changed into creatures so they could sing until they died because they had such a strong love for music. A cicada on a lyre is a common representation of the Greek god Apollo, signifying eloquence and inspiration for music. Cicadas were connected to rain and fertility, according to some Native American tribes like the Hopi and Apache.
Brings prime time to top off coverage before tornado and cicada season hits.
The arrival of cicadas was interpreted as an indication of impending rains and abundant crops. Cicadas are a deeply ingrained part of Chinese culture and are frequently associated with immortality and rebirth. Their protracted underground existence as nymphs and their subsequent dramatic appearance are probably the sources of this symbolic relationship. Cicadas are commonly used as symbols in jewelry and art to represent desires for long life or a prosperous afterlife rebirth. They are thought to survive on dew and air, avoiding deterioration below ground, and are therefore revered as emblems of purity. Cicadas are indisputably associated with the sweltering summertime in Japan. Their raucous singing defines the summertime soundtrack. Cicadas are frequently used in Japanese literature as a symbol for life's transience, reflecting the impermanence of Buddhist teachings. In a similar vein, cicadas are associated with nobility and fidelity in Korea. Their exoskeleton is being shed, a process that stands for rebirth and metamorphosis, endurance, and the potential for a new beginning. Cicadas are considered to be omens in various cultures. A strong cicada song is said to portend someone's death in various parts of the Caribbean. On the other hand, they are regarded as signs of prosperity or good fortune in other areas. The periodic appearance of cicadas, especially those that come every 13 or 17 years, has sparked a number of speculative and paranormal hypotheses in modern times, especially in the West. Cicadas might be seen as signs of impending disaster or change, or they can be the subject of more fanciful hypotheses, such as alien scouts or government monitoring programs. The mystery surrounding their protracted underground gestation and synchronized mass surfacing naturally feeds such speculative narratives. Cicadas represent rebirth, enlightenment, longevity, and personal transformation in metaphysical and spiritual contexts.
It shed its skin like a cicada.
In the same way as cicadas themselves shed their exoskeletons to emerge anew. Their emergence is frequently seen as a call to release old burdens and welcome personal progress. Cicadas are regarded as spirit world messengers in certain cultures. It is believed that their rise from the earth represents a spiritual awakening and metamorphosis. It is said that their song contains messages from the other side of the veil. The widespread appearance of cicadas is occasionally connected to paranormal or supernatural events in some paranormal communities. There are others who interpret the sighting of a great number of cicadas as a harbinger of approaching natural disasters or major global shifts. Owing to their peculiar life cycle and sudden large-scale emergence following years underground, some have conjectured that they may have extraterrestrial ties. Theories suggest that cicada nymphs may be cosmic events or signs of extraterrestrial activity. Cicadas have a very evocative symbolism that links human experiences of transition and renewal with the natural insect life cycle. These symbols represent personal transformation and rebirth. A cicada's transformation into a new form during its molting process is one of the most remarkable features of its life. This action represents the letting go of old baggage, out-of-date ideas, or obsolete identities and acts as a potent metaphor for personal transformation. It stands for letting go of things that no longer benefit the person in order to make room for new possibilities for personal development. Furthermore, the colorful new cicada that emerges can represent the emergence of one's actual self, unrestricted by the past and prepared for complete expression. Cicadas have an unusual life cycle as well. They spend years underground before suddenly surfacing to sing, mate, and eventually perish. There is a lot of symbolism in this cycle. The years spent underground might be compared to the inside, sometimes unnoticed work people perform on themselves before they feel ready to unveil their new selves to the outside world. This labor can be spiritual, emotional, or intellectual. When cicadas suddenly and dramatically appear in large numbers, it can represent pivotal moments in a person's life when, after much planning, they feel ready to publicly unveil their new identities or concepts. There is symbolic significance to the cacophonous singing of cicadas, particularly during their mass emergences. The loud, distinctive song may represent discovering one's voice and telling the world the truth. It's a celebration of life and a statement of presence. The ubiquitous sound can also represent an awakening, urging people to become aware of their surroundings and the changes they are going through on a personal level. These concepts manifest themselves in diverse ways throughout civilization. In Japan, cicadas are frequently connected to the transient aspect of existence, mirroring the Buddhist concept of impermanence. Every summer, their emergence serves as a reminder of rebirth and the never-ending cycle of life and death.
Probably the same part of there's a cicada in your hair.
Because of their life cycle of emergence and change, cicadas are frequently used as burial amulets in Chinese culture, symbolizing optimism for the deceased's new life in the spiritual world and promising rebirth and immortality. Cicadas are figuratively used to address issues of transition in contemporary poetry, literature, and psychology. For example, in therapy, when a person molts destructive tendencies and emerges reborn, or in fiction, where characters go through significant transformations that parallel a cicada's metamorphosis. These instances show how the cicada's organic qualities have been incorporated into human symbolic language, providing insightful allegories for maturation, transformation, and rebirth. Cicadas have long been powerful symbols in many cultures, conjuring ideas of metamorphosis, transience, rebirth, and the paranormal. Cicadas continue to inspire and captivate people around the world, finding their way into myths and beliefs, whether they are thought of as divine messengers, philosophical exemplars, or the focus of paranormal speculations. The fact that cicadas are associated with mythology, folklore, and paranormal activities shows how well these insects can pique people's curiosity and awe. Their distinct life cycle and moving song continue to strike a chord with us, including them in our spiritual and cultural narratives.